Hey, what's up, y'all? How you doing? We are here again. We just finished doing a video, and so we're doing another one. Again, responding to what's been going on in the country with all of the shootings and all of the violence and all of the trauma and vicarious trauma that we've all been experiencing through seeing so much of this. And we wanted to really specifically talk about how you talk to your children about what's going on. You know, how do you deal with this thing? It's not the type of thing, number one, that you can actually just hide and say, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to keep the television off when they're in the room, not have the radio on when they're talking about that, and we'll just keep quiet. Understand that this kind of thing is so big and it's so huge. They're going to get hit by it. They're going to hear it at school, in the community. So you want to make sure that you're the one who's able to process some of this stuff with them, and that they're not getting that from outside of the home. Okay, so that's number one. Don't avoid it. All right. So we have 7 things that you can do that make the conversation really easy. And it should be an intentional conversation that you have with your children. You should sit them down, as we did earlier this evening. And number one, you want to ask, what have you been hearing? What you've been hearing. You don't know what they've heard, what they haven't heard. You don't know what's incorrect, you know, the level or depth of what they've heard. So just first reach out, and before you start talking to them or at them, hear from them. That's number one. Number 2, you want to know how they're feeling, right?
Yeah, you definitely want to get to, you know, just what those core emotions are that they're experiencing. Because, again, if they're hearing certain things, they're processing it in a particular way. And, you know, just how is it impacting them? Yeah. So you want to know what they're walking around with emotionally. And, you
Our
know,
son, even this evening, right?
Yeah, he broke down and started crying based off of all of this. So, yeah, so you want to know what they're feeling. Get to what's going on inside.
Number 3, you want to be honest about your own feelings, right? Because when you try to make everything really nice and okay, when it's not, that's not authentic. And so what you're teaching them is to not be honest about their own feelings and to own their own feelings. You model for them how to process difficult emotions, and to push it away or to pretend something else is not helpful to them. Be honest about your own feelings. Share them with them. You cannot share with them if you don't know what they are for yourself. So that challenges you on an entirely different level. But do that because it's the best kind of model for them. The next thing, we did this evening, and it was really nice to do when we pointed out the positive.
Yeah, that's actually a beautiful experience. You know, when you can look to a situation that's devastating or traumatizing and actually be able to extract something positive from it. What you're doing is you're teaching your children that there is a rainbow somewhere in there amidst the storm. It's just a matter of you being intentional about, you know, trying to find it. It's difficult, but the reality is that if we can get some type of lesson, some type of nugget, something that's positive from the experience that we can apply to our lives, it'll just make us better people.
Right. Definitely. The next thing, number 5 here, is to take action in some way. Because what you show your children is that we're not powerless to whatever happens in our lives. We get to choose how we respond. So whether that is being a part of, you know, for the situations that we're talking about now in terms of all of the stuff that's been happening, if it's, you know, participating in a protest, if it is, you know, contributing to raising some money to, because I know there was a GoFundMe page for, was it
for
Alton Sterling's children, you know, for his family, you know, participating in that. Whatever it is, take action and show your children that they can do something. They don't have to sit by and just kind of suffer. And then the next thing is really important, and my husband and I always want to make sure we do this, and that's really affirm your personal beliefs. This is the time when you have these moments, right, to really affirm your personal beliefs, when you have these moments of crisis, we have these moments of catastrophe, that you remember and guide them back to and anchor them back to, what is it that we believe? You know, do we believe that God takes care of us? Do we believe that, you know, in the midst of the struggle, we can still press forward because it's through the struggle that we actually can really define and become all that we're supposed to be? Whatever those personal beliefs are, make sure that you lift those up for your children, because they'll really be able to pull on it now more than when they're sitting somewhere and they're not feeling anything, right? You know, everything is nice and great, right? Because that's how we are as people. So it's no different for our children. And then last but not least, we don't want to raise any colorblind children.
No, it's important that you have some sense of pride of who you are as a person of African descent, and that you recognize that there's beauty in being black. There's beauty in the color of your skin. There's beauty in you, having a racial or a race, just a race-focused identity in a sense where you honor who you are and you feel proud to be who you are. I'm black and I'm proud. Say it loud.
Right.
So that's a beautiful thing right there. And you want to make sure that they honor that, they know that, and they feel comfortable expressing and experiencing that too.
Right, because these kinds of things can set you on a path to say, you look, everybody's lives matter, and we're all okay, and we're all human beings, and that's all good. That truly is good. I'm not saying that like that's all good, whatever. I'm saying that really is good, and that really is important. But at the same time, you want to make sure that no one feels diminished. No one feels as though somehow, we need to cut back on that stuff because people don't like it when we talk like that or when we lift up our voices. And so we need to kind of go along to get along. You want to be able to make sure that everybody understands that everybody has an identity. And if you have no culture and no identity, you have no future. So at the end of the day, we hope this has been of help to you. Please, please, stop playing, y'all. And start pushing.
Black Lives Matter.